Adam has arrived.
Hey, Maurice and Odie gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Nerdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna meet magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the GOAT, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Nerdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Nerdy, ooh. Black and Nerdy, yeah. Black and Nerdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Nerdy podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds get together to shoot the shit. I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned nerds here on episode 150 of the Black and Nerdy podcast.
This is 150?
Yes, it is. Because last week was 149. That was your birthday episode.
That was the birthday episode.
Yes.
I feel like that should be like a 149.5. This should be a 148.5. Because we weren't doing a regular episode. I don't know. I feel like we gotta do something for 50 that's like, who knows? Maybe 151.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we could crack off another 50 and do something special.
Yeah.
I had even updated the notes. I'm not sure if you had noticed, but I even updated the notes to say 150. Yeah, so I wasn't sure if you had noticed that or not.
I did not notice that.
Okay.
Well, I did, but I didn't process it because I saw it at 150, but not that like it had like changed.
Yeah.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing well. A little bit tired, but it's been a long past few days. And I'm really hungry too.
I'm hungry too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I should order something, and then I was like, I don't know, because I saw you eat the pizza, so I was like, maybe we don't need to order anything.
No, if you're hungry, then you should vocalize that, because all I had was that one little slice of pizza.
Sorry,
that didn't do anything for me.
Okay,
it's okay. We can figure something out after this, or during
something.
this.
We could do it during.
Yes.
All right, let's pause and do it.
Okay, we could restart.
No.
And we're back. We figured out what our dinner's gonna be.
Food is coming.
Food is on the way.
Ooh, yeah.
What did we ended up getting?
We got a seafood boil.
Seafood boil.
And may I add, because we got a seafood boil, I'm so excited about this news that the new CEO of Red Lobster, who is a Nigerian man, who's like 35, 36. His name is Damola Adamorokun. Youngest CEO in the company's history. He's only 36.
Adamokun.
So Niger no they carry last. Okay. But he's adding seafood boils and sangria flights.
It's about time.
Cause why haven't they had that?
It's I told you about that time when I forget, it might have been my 13th birthday, but I got each of my parents, including my stepdad, to take me to Red Lobster on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My mom took me on Friday, my dad took me on Sunday, and my stepdad took me on Saturday.
Listen, those Cheddar Bay biscuits, unrivaled. Okay, and I'm glad that they got
this. Was back before I gave a fuck about the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
What were you there for?
I was there for the lobster tail.
Yeah.
I literally was the, and this was back when, so in my family we didn't do leftovers.
Yes,
like you don't order anything that you can't eat at the restaurant because we don't do leftovers, right? And I made sure that I ate all of that lobster tail. And I drank the butter.
Of course you did.
And it was the most delicious thing. And I did it 3 times.
13. Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
But you know what? I think that this just speaks to the importance of having diversified and sometimes different blood in a space. Because first of all, if you don't know that Red Lobster is a part of Black people's culture, it does not matter whether you are regular Joe or whether you're Beyonce, you fucking love Red Lobster.
Everybody loves Red Lobster.
The Cheddar Bay biscuits, the endless shrimp that they used to have. I did used to love their fettuccine.
Folks, where's the lie?
The fettuccine Alfredo with the shrimp. But I stopped getting it because at a certain point, I think they started, because we all know that this type of food is microwaved. Like they nuke it. Except for the lobsters where they're having to boil it. Like that's the freshest thing you're gonna get for the most part.
Yeah.
But most of it is microwaved, high-end Applebee's, but seafood. And like they started doing something where like whenever I would get the fettuccine Alfredo, it would have so much oil that I couldn't eat it. So I just stopped getting it there.
Have we ever gone to Burgers and Lobsters?
Yeah, we went. Remember, I think I took
was that you
there.
And me? Are you sure that was you and me?
Yeah, I took you there for your 10-year anniversary of being in New York.
You did. You did take me there.
Yeah.
We didn't get any lobster that day.
We did. No burger. I think I have pictures from it. We definitely got oysters. And I feel like we got oysters and lobster. Maybe burger and a lobster or something. Like lobster on the burger or something.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Sorry, but I would love to go back.
I would love to go back. Is it still there?
Yeah, there's 2 locations.
Okay. All right.
I would love to go back and try like other stuff. But having Red Lobster not like speaking to its like base, which is Black people. And you know that Black people love seafood boils. Okay,
yes, we
love seafood.
Yes,
we love
we
seafood,
do.
and we've always loved seafood boil.
Yes, we do.
And having this young Black man come in and be like, "Let's add these," because you want to know why? Barbara and Shirley are gonna be up here with their church group. So are Babette and Shelly Ann. They're gonna be there.
These names that you're coming up with.
Everyone's gonna be there. Why not?
Babette.
Yes.
What nationality is Babette?
It's a Jamaican.
Oh, okay.
Shelly Ann, you didn't hear Shelly Ann?
No, I heard Shelly Ann, but
they're definitely Caribbean. If you have an et at this, if you meet somebody our age with an et or an and at the end, they're most likely they're Caribbean.
Yeah.
But no, like everybody wants to be there. It's a great place, and I fucking love seafood boils, and I love those Cheddar Bay biscuits. So to be able to dip my seafood boil into a Cheddar Bay biscuit. Amazing.
That would be good. And give me some more butter to drench everything over with.
He
butter.
did say that for a while, like the endless shrimp and stuff. The reason they cut that out was because it was like bankrupting the company. People weren't going as much, I guess. Like
they were staying for the endless shrimp. Like they were eating all of the fucking shrimp.
But I will say, like when I got endless shrimp, I definitely was only eating like 2 or 3 rounds of shrimp. I wasn't eating like
we were eating them under the table. Like we were staying there for the fucking shrimp.
Did you used to go to Hooters in downtown DC in Chinatown?
I went there a few times.
Did you know that they had Wings Wednesday?
No, I didn't.
You buy $11.99 unlimited wings. So we would come there with our Tupperware and be putting wings under the table. So I'm sure people, if I was at Endless Shrimp, I'm going to bring a Tupperware and I'm putting freaking garlic butter shrimp and coconut shrimp.
We got it. You know, we have to do that at Fogo de Chao.
And they have a closer one to us, so we can.
And there is, so the
meat will be fresh.
Exactly. We can get into an Uber
and just jet
right over to the apartment.
I've seen that one, and I actually do want to try it.
Yeah, I want to try it too.
Remember, I told you like Fogo de Chao, the one that we've gone to in the city. When I was younger, like the first time I went there, it felt so swanky, so sexy. Like
same here with the one that I went to in DC.
Like people are looking cute, like after work folks, but they're used to looking nice. And then
wore my best polo shirt.
I go there. Those recent times I've gone there since I've been back from college. It's very touristy. Like people are in there with like sweatpants, and it's like they're not trying to look cute. Like you're spending a good amount for food. You could try something like. And it's not even a cute tracksuit. Like, it's not a Nike tracksuit or something. Like, you're wearing something mad basic.
You should dress up for...
Just something. Just try a little bit.
That location.
And then it's so bright in there. I'm like, it just feels like a very different vibe, which obviously happens when things get too popular.
Yes.
But this one, I feel like it looks like it's... Excuse me. It looks like it's back on its little vibe. And they have little lunch specials and stuff.
I did not know
and
that.
happy hour specials. And it's close, so... Yeah, that'll be fun to go to.
Okay. And then also we should go to Outback Steak.
Oh yes,
There's
want that
one
pumpernickel bread.
I think in Bay Ridge.
There's one in Bay Ridge.
Bread. No, thank you.
There's one at that place near the Red Juicy Crab, which you know that I was like, we gotta go back to.
Yes,
and
we also need to go. Shout out to Josie.
Shout out to you, Josie. Who took to that place.
Yes,
that was really good. But there's one also in the city, right by 23rd Street on the F.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's an Outback. There is there a Red Lobster? There's a Red Lobster. Well,
I mean there is a Red Lobster in the city,
but you don't go to that Red Lobster.
Don't go to that. That might as well be Dallas BBQ.
Not even that. I'm sure Dallas BBQs has a better health rating than the Outback and the Red Lobster and the Olive Garden in Times Square. I tell because everyone that I've known, anyone I've ever known who's worked there or known people, they're like, do not do it. If you've known anybody who works in like the city government that does like helps with the inspectors or whatever, they're like, do not eat there.
Yeah, don't eat at like the fucking tourist trap of Times Square.
Because
don't eat in Times Square.
I mean, it's more expensive, and there are better places if you were going to eat in Times Square that have taste better, probably less expensive, and not nearly as like grouty and gross. Because listen, I will be at Dallas BBQs eating those freaking sticky wings. Okay. I love those wings.
First off,
and those huge Henny margaritas.
I do like the Henny margaritas. I do like those big bowls, those big ass bowls of alcohol.
Yes.
Even though it is a little watered down, it's not as strong.
But you can also get the
I feel like it used to be strong.
Because people used to be having.
But then that would be everybody turning up super hard.
You know what? You know
people were getting into fights.
You know at the community center, the Dallas Barbecue on what was that 23rd, which I believe is still there. Yeah. That's where people used to always be like turning up. Like the community center.
That's the one they stole my fucking headphones, my Beats headphones.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
Community center is a place to be, but also lots of shenanigans all the time. But oh my god, imagine if Dallas Barbecue had seafood bags. Could you imagine?
Well, how would that work?
Well, that's
not barbecue.
Yeah, but maybe they're Texas.
No,
like, you know.
I mean, if they would have to turn into like a surf and turf type of place.
They do have seafood though too.
I mean, they have
fish, they have fried fish, and they have shrimp.
Yeah, but that's like.
But they wouldn't be all year round. They're gonna do special times. If it's in the summertime, if they were like, we're gonna be at.
Where was the place that we went for my dad's birthday here in New York?
I want to go back there.
I don't. The food was good, but like they had the fish bones were like still in the meal, and they're so small that if they get trapped in your throat,
that's true. But get something that's not seafood.
Hurts.
Because the lasagna was really good.
The lasagna was really good.
I think that place is good for strictly either steaks or pasta.
Steaks or pasta.
I like because I wouldn't think
I can see that
to eat like other stuff there, even though it probably would be good.
Yeah,
steak or pasta, delicious. Because that lasagna was amazing.
Sam was there, right?
No, Gavin was there. It was me.
No, Sam was there too, right?
Not at that one. It was somewhere. It was another one we went to that weekend.
That weekend, because my cousins were there, Sam was there.
We had dinner at the house. We had dinner at lasagna, but it was just the four of us there.
Oh,
but there was something else.
We did something where it was a big group.
Yeah, but I don't remember where it was.
That's the place that's the place that I'm talking about, where we did the big group and Sam was there. Mm-hmm. That's the place with the fish bones. And I think it was for my dad's birthday.
I'll have to look it up on and see what pictures.
Yeah. At any rate,
are you ready to get into the fuckery and shenanigans and chicanery?
You know I am.
When you want a hot meal without a big deal, what are you gonna pick?
Pop topics.
All right. So, let's just start off with the first thing. Now, last week, the president's birthday. I guess it was last week or a week or so ago. Was the president's birthday. We don't know what day it was. We don't talk about what day it was. Because
what day was it?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We're not going to talk about it because we don't recognize it. But he had a
I see why. Okay.
He had a parade that he said was supposed to only be about like our troops.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a showing, a celebration of the military.
Yes, and so this is it showing. Okay, this is a showing.
It was sparsely attended.
Yeah, they were actually. I saw. Now, of course, these things could always be. They could always be fabricated, but there was a post on Craigslist that alleged that they were looking for people to come in, like be in attendance.
Yeah.
But $80 million for this is really like, and
but
I'm telling you,
my question is, where did the money go? What did the money go towards?
Building up things, security, food.
But like, but do you know how like how much? So then my question is, how much does the New York Marathon cost?
Probably even around the same.
Because the New York Marathon had more people coming out to it than this showing.
The thing is that for a president who is talking about he wants to stop wasting money and we need to cut all these services, USA, Job Corps, et cetera, you're wasting money having not to say I understand.
Well, despots need the attention on their birthday.
Like, I love my birthday, right? And
sure.
If I had $80 million to spend, I wouldn't spend $80 million on my birthday. But
you would.
But
you absolutely would spend $80 million on your birthday.
If I had the money to like shut down a whole block in Brooklyn, and we're having this whole party on this whole block, and I could have food, I could have music, I could have all this stuff, I could have different outfits for the day and all that, I for sure would do it.
Like $20 million of it would go towards the different outfits.
Probably. But not to say that you can't go all out for your birthday, but for
another $20 million would go towards food.
Well, of course.
Food and liquor.
Yeah, because you need to have good food. You have to have good food.
$20 million would go to food, $10 million would go to liquor.
Yeah, more importantly for the food.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta have a delicious meal and a sweet treat after.
Side note, you know that Danny is bringing like the drinks from here to there.
Oh, it's probably less expensive. We should bring something. That's what my cousin did for her wedding.
But we'd have to check our bag then.
Oh.
Because we can't. I mean, we wouldn't be able to bring it on the plane.
Got it, because we bought one with yes.
Okay.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But makes sense because we did that. Like my cousin for her wedding, it was like they got some alcohol there, but one, it's more expensive because you have to import it. Two, they don't have access to all the stuff.
Yeah.
So everybody was like bringing like
a thing of some kind.
Because it's expensive. Thing. That's why when you have open bar at a wedding compared to a cash bar, people get mad when you have a cash bar or a dry wedding.
I know I do.
But it's expensive.
It is expensive.
That's why when it's like we might have, they might do something like half price drinks or whatever like that. But have it over the bar. Because I remember with my sister, like they had to put more. They had put a certain amount, and then they had to add to it, and it was just like that was a good point of money.
So I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that what they like you said, like they're bringing stuff over, they're bringing alcohol over from here to there constantly, like going back and forth, leading up to the day so that it can be open bar.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably. So that way it's like they have all this stuff so they're not having to like go and get it.
Yeah, because like my question, and I should have asked her this. I'm like, "Are you bringing Tito's?" Like,
I'm sure there'll be some good looks for you.
No, I'm sure there will be. I don't. Yeah,
you like rum.
I do like rum. I do like rum. Rum doesn't sit well with me. It turns too much into sugar.
Well, yeah.
That's why I stick to vodka. Well, whiskey. You think they'll have whiskey?
Maybe, yeah.
You think they'll have whiskey?
I feel like whiskey's a pretty popular drink.
I don't know about Caribbean though.
It depends, because I feel like a lot of Jack Daniels is a popular, like Jack and Coke. I think
sure, you're absolutely right.
Popular,
because we were at that place for Juneteenth, and they had those thimbles of Jack and Cokes in those small ass plastic cups.
She says thimbles.
They were so
small.
they basically were Dixie cups.
Yeah,
they were little Dixie cups.
Compared to the other ones,
compared to the rum punch cups,
yeah,
I was so pissed off. I'm like, what is going on? And that's why I was glad that I didn't pay for that last round. Oh well. Oh, it's too busy. You can't take my card, and I had my card out too. I was like, "Oh, you're too busy. You can't take my card."
I do. I feel like that's one of those places I want to go back to for. Because I think.
Yeah, I want to go back there so I can steal from them.
No, because they had their happy hour was good because it was $8 drinks, and those chicken wings were really good.
But they weren't. But the chicken wings were good, but the chicken wings weren't a part of the happy hour. Remember? But
only because of that day. But outside of that, they would have happy
hour. I'm sure it would be good. I'm sure it would be good.
But anyway,
we got on a side trip.
Trump's birthday was not nearly as fun as my birthday was.
Yeah.
Or his Day for the Troops. And anyway, that's stupid for that to be a Day for the Troops because we just had Memorial Day. And we have Veterans Day as a Day for the Troops.
One could argue that you never can skimp on celebrating the troops.
No, of course. And I have said this for many years. June 14th is the most patriotic day because it's Flag Day. And if you do not know about Flag Day, you should look it up, okay? It commemorates the adoption of our flag. All right? And that's very patriotic.
I would say that's when it's top 10 patriotic days. Well, I don't know about the most.
Whatever.
In American history?
It was first proposed in 1861 to rally support for the Union side of the American Civil War.
Okay.
So, history, baby. That's all I'm going to say. And I recognize that's my birthday. It's the only birthday we recognize, me and Harriet Beecher Stowe and a few others. But I don't have any problem having that be a day. But, like, also don't try to pretend like that's just a day because it's random AF. He just came up with it.
Sure.
And then he didn't even plan it accordingly. Like, how you having a birthday party and nobody shows up? I know he was embarrassed. I know he was. If one person doesn't come for my birthday, I'm like, oh, they hate me. So imagine all those folks, all those empty seats. Couldn't even pay for seat fillers.
Well, weren't there protests all around the...
Yeah, the people were... people have been protesting
all around America, but there were specific protests going on that day.
Yeah, there were protests there. Definitely, we had some protests
all over, in like
LA.
New York and California and Atlanta and the DMV and stuff like that. There were protests all over, like, because there was like no kings.
Yes, because we saw a bunch of them. There was a lot of no kings protests around. Yeah. So listen,
saw a bunch of old whites.
But because nobody went to his party, he decided to retaliate in a very specific way. By bombing Iran. He tweeted this weekend, yesterday, or was it Sunday? Yeah, yesterday on Saturday. We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs in capital was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There's not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace, which is the most ridiculous.
That's part. The most. Is it irony?
Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah, I mean, perhaps. I mean, this is like.
When you drop bombs and then you say
this is the time for peace. Whose peace? Not mine, not any of ours.
Yeah.
And the thing about
and now we're in a war.
And they're not even calling it a war. They're calling it a conflict. The same way that
they might as well just call it a kerfuffle.
the Vietnam.
If they're
kerfuffle.
downplaying it that much.
But that's like what how news outlets have been saying it, because the thing is, you're not even without an act of Congress and approval by Congress, you're not allowed to start a war. You're not allowed to drop bombs. Somebody called
Bush
him,
did.
Well, somebody called him the Timu ass Bush. They said this is the Timu ass Bush administration, and it's like, we know why you are bombing Iran. We know that it has nothing to do with safety, because this is a payback, because after Israel has been bombing Iran for some time and all the obviously neighboring parts of that world, Iran bombed back. Everybody was up in arms about it. And it's like, the thing is, I never rejoice in anybody being bombed, because at the end of the day, it's not the Israeli government being bombed, it's the Israeli people. And even though there are a lot of people there who are supporting genocide, there are also people there that are not. So anyway, bombing people is not something where I'm like, oh yes, this is amazing. But you have been bombing people all over the place. Mm-hmm. You've been bombing this country, and they've made a retaliatory remark, and now it's like, oh, we're the victims. And so, like, people were waiting to see, because obviously the Netanyahu was calling on Trump to help out or whatever, and people were wondering what's going to happen, all this stuff, and now here we are. And even though after Israel bombed Iran, the Iranian government posted on Twitter, like, everybody is going to feel it or whatever. Sure. And so obviously, because Americans, we have no chill, and most of us millennials, like, we literally have been watching war on live TV since we were since we were children and 9/11 happened. Not even before 9/11, because the Desert Storm was when we were younger, because I remember being like 5 or 6, my mom being upset, like, watching television, because she was like, I think my family skipped Desert Storm. Because we would be watching the news, and my mom, she was so like upset about it, watching this fighting and this bombing on this land where it's like, the same thing. It's not just the government people who are being harmed, it's the civilians. And I remember her distinctly saying, like, I didn't want you to be born to a world like this, because she had watched Vietnam live. And that was so traumatic for her, coming home and seeing bodies on TV, and like, that was a lot. So I remember being very little and seeing these things and watching the, like, scopes in black and white or whatever, green, and it being like, not understanding, but not understanding enough to know, like, this was bad, and then being worried about what was going to happen in the future. And then, of course, 9/11 and all the other things that we've had to deal with. So it's like, we have had no chill with our tweets about, like, the posts of, like, if we're about to be in a war, like, Iran, just let you know, we're not a part of it. Like, all those things. And it's not us. They're not like us. They are not like us, which is true, because it's like, we are not agreeing to any of these things, but we, the civilians, like the people in the Middle East, have no say in what's happening. But it's also fucked up, because at the end of the day, as much as we Americans are worried that there's going to be, like, military action on our shores, the likelihood of that is low. Yes, it's not a zero. Well, it's not a zero. It's never a zero. It's never a zero. But the thing about it is, there's a reason why America has not had fighting on our shores since, what was that? Was it the War of 1812, I believe? Because after the Civil War, then it was the war between the French and Indian War. Like, those were, like, the last ones, because when after the Europe stopped fighting us here, there was World War I, there was World War II, and even if we did, we had to go over there and fight. There's again, another reason why Americans are so gung-ho to go to war is because we've had such a long time of not having people on our shores, because we're so far away. Nothing on American soil. That's why we are always like, oh, let's go to war. And Europe is always like, wait, we know what it's like to have our cities demolished. And so it's not to say that it's not possible, but it's not like as high as people might be worried about. But the people who are going to feel it are the women and children and men and grandparents and all those who are in the Middle East, who are going to be again bombed or are currently being bombed by American drones and bombs and guns, etc., outside of the ones we've been providing to Israel. And that's the part that's really fucked up, because people, like, we see we have the migrant crisis, but nobody ever wants to talk about why there's a crisis. Why are there people fleeing from their country to come to where we are? Because we are the ones that are making these places unstable. Trump is talking about wanting to get a new government in Tehran because they want the leader to step down. And it's like, we, as us who were children when 9/11 happened, watched the Iraq War, Afghanistan, all this stuff, like seeing what happens when you try to forcibly remove a leader and then put back someone who's allegedly better, but they're not really better, they're just a part of American interests. It never bodes well for that area of the world.
Right.
And it's like, if you don't want, people complain about all these different groups that have popped up, whether it was ISIS, the Taliban, Boko Haram, all these various cartels and gangs, etc. But what do you think happens when you come over and start fucking with a country that is not yours? Who do you think those people are going to want to blame later? So we may not feel it now, but like, what about 30 years from now when someone's child who watched their parent get blown up go into the fucking market, now they're upset, now they're going to try to get vengeance, which can't even say, I don't understand why they would want to do that.
Yeah.
Because this shit's fucked up. And we as Americans are always like stuck in the middle because we don't have any control over our government and our fucking Congress. These Democrats are fucking not doing their job.
Super duper pushovers.
All they're doing is writing strongly worded tweets.
Yeah.
And memeing people. And not to say I don't enjoy the fucking memes. They're funny. They're hilarious.
The memes are fucking hilarious.
They're hilarious,
and stuff like that.
but do
like,
something else.
What happened? Remember the hope that we had for AOC?
Yeah. I mean, we had hope for AOC. We had hope for Bernie. We had hope for Kamala. I mean, at the end of the day, like, nobody should. That's why people constantly have been telling us, do not make any politician the celebrity that you like.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to like a politician. It is they are doing a job. You can respect the job they are doing and make sure that they keep doing that job.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like, this is not about being your bestie, you know? I would hope that we could have a politician who we could feel like
confident in, sure,
connected to. And I don't even mind being like, you know what?
They could be
cool,
charming, and,
you know, like, what's his name? Zoran, Mama Nani. I hope I'm saying it right. Like, him running for mayor, watching him campaign, seeing the things he does. Like, I look at him and I'm like, you know what? This guy seems, from his politics and the things he's done, to see how he's reaching out to communities, that he actually cares. I like that about him. But at the end of the day, I can't like that about him more than I will be holding him accountable. Like, if he gets into the mayoral race in the office.
Yeah, sure.
And so I'm just praying for all those people who are there, because in the Middle East, we already know so many things have been going on there that are just horrible and terrible. And I hope that our troops that are over there, you know, are doing okay. You know, we have so many people who are kids who are over there, you know, young people who are going over and trying to just like secure their life. But then it's like, I don't want you dying for nothing or being harmed for nothing, you know?
Right.
And it's just like us having lived through it really so recently, you know, like that's what, 30 years now? No, because we're 35, 36. It's about 20 something years.
Yeah, about 20s.
and thinking that like, dang, we have to do this again. Like we didn't learn from before. We watched this whole
history
thing
repeats itself. We never learn.
It does repeat.
No one ever fucking learns.
But the thing is like I think the problem is that
that's why we fucking ended up with Trump as a president again, because nobody learned any lessons from his first.
It used to be that like term.
Yeah,
it used to be that like we would have a longer time in between the learning. You know, like we would actually make a little bit of progress. And I feel
we know
like,
too much now. We know too much now to that all of it is truncated.
That even.
We've been given the tools like internet and social media to have the knowledge to be able to connect to different places all throughout the world and to get information at like a lightning speed to the point where now everything is truncated.
Yeah.
Like even the stuff that happens, like it's all like coming on faster now.
But that brings me to what I want to talk about next of like when we think about technology, like, you know how they said between like the car and it was like several hundred years between like, what was it, the car and like a phone or I don't know, something like that. Like technology, it used to be like such a long timeline between when someone found fire, when we had a wheel, when someone made like a printing press. These things were huge, major things, but there were usually like a century or so between the two. But now, if you think about like, we've had the internet since I think it was like the 60s or so in whatever form the internet's had. We've had it for quite a while. But thinking of like when people started getting it in like the 80s, 90s to now,
when the internet became widely available on a consumer basis.
Exactly. Like it's really blossomed.
It ramped up in the 80s and 90s.
Because, you know, like I've said this on the podcast before, my teachers would always say the internet is like the wild, wild west. There's no oversight. There's no nothing. It's something where it's like it can be useful, but you also have to be mindful of it. But because of that, now everyone has access, and that access has come with people able to like create new and amazing things for the internet. Like we have apps, we have, you know, search engines, we have all these different tools and resources, but we still don't have any oversight to make sure that things are happening correctly. And that kind of makes me think about the way that we have people like Elon Musk, who is making rockets and pulling them up into the air, and then
brother, this guy stinks.
Sorry.
On last week Wednesday, one of his SpaceX models rockets experienced a major anomaly while it was being tested for the 10th flight test at the Starbase in Texas, and it blew up. Thankfully, they said that all the personnel are safe and accounted for, but like even the rocket breaking apart is not good. And this happened recently. In January, there was debris coming over the Caribbean. I think again another one broke up in May 27th. And the thing is, one, you might think that it breaking up to the ocean is no big deal, but we already know we're having issues with the ocean. There's pollution in there. There's overfishing, coral reef and stuff are dying. That is not healthy to have random rocket stuff and all the chemicals and things that are in them going into the ocean, impacting these Caribbean islands who are already at risk with climate change, and their surroundings being impacted. But also, what if that shit falls on somebody?
What, in the ocean?
If it may not, because it's not, it may not go all the way over the ocean. It's going over these Caribbean islands.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's just reckless to
It'd
me.
be just like Nope. Remember in Nope where he gets impaled by like a coin or something because like stuff was
the coins were falling from the monster's mouth or whatever.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing. It's like you're not actually showing anyone that you have safe practices with this technology that you are using. And you're creating a lot of pollution, both pollution in the air and pollution in the water.
Yes.
That could be harming our society. If you have your own bunker or rocket, you're going to fly to Mars or whatever bullshit, cool. Great for you. The rest of us don't have that. And we need to have clear skies and clear oceans for us to work. Like it's insanity that they are allowed to do these things. And just wasting money.
It is a waste of money.
How many people could you have fed and housed with the money that you used for this bullshit? And it makes me like, I remember I told you how when I was reading Octavia Butler's Parable of the Sower that it gave me so much, like, it was like a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Because
take a shot, by the way. She's mentioned Parable of the Sower.
Yes.
That's now a new thing. Like anytime she mentions Parable of the Sower,
so
take a shot.
It's true to life. But one of the key plots of the book is that like the government, there are all these people who are trying to do these space programs, and they're spending all this money to go to space, but all it's doing is creating all this space garbage. We already have too much space junk. They're wasting the money. They're not even doing anything, and the programs aren't like run efficiently, etc. And this makes me think of these, like why Bill Gates? Well, Bill Gates, who knows? He might have a rocket somewhere. Elon Musk and what's his name from Amazon, Jeff Bezos should not be allowed, in my personal opinion, to build rockets. Like, I understand that we can't, like, we have a whole bunch of car, creators and all that, but that is different than creating a rocket. Like, create better cars. Because your ones you have, the things that y'all have, that you have.
That Cybertruck is ugly as shit.
Well, not even this ugly. It keeps blowing up.
Oh, I mean, that
it's not a well-made car.
It's not a well-made car.
Not to say that there aren't some people who really enjoy it.
It looks like the Batmobile from Dark Knight.
It does.
But uglier and more angular and jagged.
No.
Like,
I personally feel like it might be an okay car. I've driven in one before or whatever. Like, it's not like I felt like, oh, this is a terrible car to be in, but it just has issues that need to be fixed. Sure. And to me personally, if I was buying an electric car, I'm buying a different car that has nothing to do with Tesla. I would get one from a company that has been around for a while. Like Lexus has one, BMW has one. Like there's so many different ones that like they have had cars for all these generations, tried and true manufacturer. Get it. I would get it from there. Because Tesla, you have all these cars blowing up. You're not showing me anything about your car making skills that says, like, yes. Just like Boeing. I don't want to be in a Boeing. It's like they're all over the place. We need to have more people doing better things in transportation. And I feel like if they would put their money all together to actually put in towards these things, that we could have a better intercontinental flight system, better trains, better cars, better all this stuff. But you're just trying to feed your ego.
We should put money into the subway systems.
Yes. What mass transit needs help.
Transit, because like it's insane to me that like as many issues occur on a daily basis as it does. You know what I mean? Like
and nothing happens.
And it's like it's not just motherfuckers jumping out in front of trains and getting killed and stuff like that. Well, I mean, hold on, the derailments happen not that often.
No, but I'm talking about.
But like it is like signal issues, it's switch issues, it's door issues on trains, like trains are having door issues all the time. Cleanliness issues.
There's dark spots. They just put that article.
Issues.
They just put the article out about how the trains, a lot of them are in the dark in the stations because these tunnels have not been upgraded.
Hot cars,
cold cars, wet cars, dirty cars. This is a Dr. Seuss novel.
Yeah.
and we don't have a high-speed transit system that goes across the country as we should, as so many other countries do.
Yeah.
And we are not investing in what we need to invest. We're only investing in things that are feeding people's ego and not the American people. And even though, like, the founding fathers, like, when you are learning about them, there's a lot of shit that they did that was obviously, like, terrible, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I will say is they did have the best, like when creating a country, their ideals of what it was to be a country, taking out how they felt about non-white people and women, but like what they felt like a country should be. I do feel like they felt they had a good basis of idea, which is why George Washington was like, we need to keep building on this country and not be stagnant, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
That's why he wanted to teach them how to say goodbye. But those things, like, they were shitty ass people. He did have teeth from his enslaved servants that were on his plantation, and also he wanted the best for this country. So it's like there are things that we can throw away from them that we have nothing to do with, and there are things that you can at least take a mindfulness of. And I feel like now the people who are in power, they're just like it's like they're racist, they're sexist and bigoted and all over, and they also have no respect for the country, which is like, damn, pick a struggle. You can't be all these things. Either pick your country or pick not being a bigot. You can't be both and.
I mean, I would argue that that's a part of the American way, is to be
Duality.
all things, not duality, plurality, polyality, like
polyality.
to be all things all at once. To be everything everywhere all at once.
America is a hypocrite. Like, we've always been hypocritical.
Yeah,
which is something that
we can have our cake and eat it too.
Talked about, but
we could be at war, but still be talking about peace and shit. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tesla and Elon Musk, there's something very disturbing that I found out recently regarding GROK, the AI that is on Twitter. So I want to talk more about AI, but I recently came across folks who were talking about the GROK. I think it was Ashley, my friend Ashley Reese was talking about GROK, like people telling GROK to take people's clothes off. And I was like, what? Like, I never even knew that was possible. I knew I see it on the time. It'll be like, people will ask it to summarize what happened or tell them the context, etc. But apparently people are using it for nefarious purposes. And like right after,
no matter what, any sort of sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like any sort of new technology will always be used at some point, whether it be in the beginning or whether it be sometime in the middle, for porn reasons. Yeah. For perverted sexual deviance. I mean, not deviance, because I'm not trying to kink shame anybody.
No, but I think some of it is deviance when you there's deviance when it's like you're doing something negative that's harming someone.
Sure.
Because even remember in the Black Mirror episode of the Starship, what is it?
Callister,
yeah. That the device
USS Callister, yeah,
that created the clones, The reason why it was banned was because
People were
warning,
using it
people were
for
using it to bring
porn
people
reason.
in, but like for porn and to hurt them. So you could think that they were probably R-wording them and otherwise abusing them in these things. But I saw, after I saw Ashley's post, then I guess because I liked it, I started getting these other posts that were related to it. Now, trigger warning.
Warning.
This is something that I saw. And so this person said, give her puppy eyes, then splatter glue all over her face, dripping all over her face, while sticking her tongue out with a visible pinkish blush spreading throughout her face, primarily in her cheek area. And it is a woman who someone took her picture, and I think this might be her. They took her picture and put glue, quote unquote, but it's not glue. Or obviously, like, they didn't mean glue.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like
human glue.
Yes, and that's what the picture looks like. And so she even wrote underneath, I know it's the internet and people can edit or do stuff like this, blah, blah, blah. I am more concerned with the fact that it's official XAI making suggestive content of my face. And so she actually, she posted, or somebody posted, that you can basically go into GROK, turn off allow your public data as well as interactions, inputs, and results with GROK and XAI to be used for training and fine-tuning. Turn that off. Turn off allow to personalize your experience. Turn off allow to remember your conversations. I'm pretty sure I did that before. But if you haven't done that, just remember to go in, change your settings. We know that folks have been talking about the issue with this when it comes to like child inappropriate images of children, inappropriate images of adults as well. But like the children part is also really scary, that someone could take your child's picture, which is another reason why it's like annoying now, because you can't put your kids necessarily on social media because you could be worried
because
that
the internet remembers. Like, so sorry, like one of my comedy friends, I'm not going to say their name, for a short period of time, they did some OnlyFans stuff. But then they went to college and decided that they wanted to pursue a career, a specific career. And so they deleted their OnlyFans, right? Today, I found out that if you just Google whatever their name was, there's a website of just like the leaked images of that OnlyFans account. So like that's what I say, like the internet remembers. There's something that I found out on TikTok this week. It's a website, and I'll say the website. I don't know. It's apparent, just so that people could be warned. It's called Megalinks, and apparently it's not something that is made for negativity, but it's a place where you can store links and things. And it's encrypted, like no one can get in there, etc. But because I was on TikTok scrolling, and there's this group of people that basically try to do that bait of, remember that show To Catch a Predator? Sure. It's basically like people have been doing that on their own. So this guy set up this whole thing with this other guy. He confronted him. They're talking. And basically, I guess the guy was trying to allegedly meet up with like a 13-year-old and all this stuff. And he asked him like, well, why does he have Megalinks on his phone? And then I was like, I never heard of that. And I went in the comments, and then people were talking about how when you see this website on people's phone or this app, that it usually means that they might have some disgusting things. Now, who knows? Anybody could be using this for anything. The same way with OnlyFans doesn't mean that you're doing adult work. Sure. But it's just something to be mindful of, because I
saw that like I went and searched on Twitter because they were saying that's where you'll find a lot of the posts, and people will have like posts about kids and things like that. And so I went to because I couldn't find it on Twitter or on Google.
Be careful what you're searching.
I know I didn't search. I just searched mega because the thing is the mega links because there were so many different things. A lot of it that was coming up was just I saw like search a regular porn, but then I saw one post that didn't have any video or anything on there, but someone had put #boys. And that made me think they don't have a video here, they don't have anything pictures, but that could be that they have something that is inappropriate and illegal.
I still say like definitely be careful in even doing that little bit of research and stuff because that's how your ass ends up being put on the list.
You got to be careful, but also I think for parents it's important for them to know these things because you never know where your kids are going to be going online, and you never know where their pictures are going to end up. And you don't, now that we know that there's another site, this is a new site that people are using that's not even like a dark website where things used to be everywhere that people are using. Because I'd never heard of this site except for this TikTok. And then I was like, with TikTok, you never know. Anything could be happening. It could be fake. But they were saying that what will happen is like on Twitter, that people will post up these links and put these hashtags, but then Elon is not putting anything in place to stop them. And all they'll do is like they might delete it, but then they can just come back and make a new.
It's so crazy to think that Twitter used to be like actually useful. An honorable place.
Yeah,
because they used to have that sensitivity warning.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the sensitivity warning?
They still have it, but it's not. But
not really.
But it's not nearly as much.
Not for some of the shit that pops up on my fucking.
I mean, now I will say
not my timeline, but like some of the.
But on the
I searched some stuff.
But even when you're remember the other day when I was just searching something, I was searching about the boat crash, and there was this man's freaking gross thing hanging out.
Oh yeah, his penis.
So it's like anytime you search something, it doesn't matter. You're always gonna get something fucking saying chewed eye or whatever. And it's not to say there's anything wrong with there being porn on Twitter, but I do feel like there has been a push for the porn. And like having everybody be validated and everybody be verified or whatever. And you can't even trust who the real news are, who real people are. There's all these AI bots and things like that. Bots have always been there. Bots are not new, but they've been ramped up. And a lot of these bots are putting these gross things onto these sites and nobody's doing anything.
Right.
And like we really need to have oversight with the internet because and just technology in general, because nobody is really addressing the fact that people can be getting harmed by us being so obsessed with the internet. And I think I talked to you about this, that the NAACP has filed intent to sue Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company over air pollution from a Memphis supercomputer. And it's because it's in a majority Black area. And we already know that majority Black, brown, low income, etc. areas usually are the places they put any kind of
like destructive
thing.
Yeah.
If you're poor and if you're not white and if you're both, you're probably going to get some sort of weird plant that's going to cause gross and have people looking like the oblongs in the area. And so now, like, people are fighting against it. And it's like, nobody is saying we need to take a step back because we know that the AI implications can be serious. They use a lot of water. It creates a lot of extra pollution and energy consumption. We are having people who have been coming out in, I know for sure in Kenya, in Nigeria, any of the places in America as well, like across the world, especially the global South, where you'll have these like AI super centers where people are talking about the way that they're doing the work for you and getting paid like, $15 a day, or it's like a sweatshop but for technology.
Sure.
And all that stuff that they have to do and all the work that they're putting in to translate stuff for you and all these things, like it's using up water and energy. Our planet's already in need, and we are siphoning so much for something that we are not actually making better because everybody is trying to do their own singular one. We don't even have one good, like basis. And that's the part where I'm like, we need to have oversight, like political oversight, and like someone saying like, hey, the same way you have oversight about cars and food, even though Trump's trying to close all these departments down, like we have them for a reason.
Sure. Ayo, I'm tired of using technology.
Once you right in front of me. Do you know that people, I saw this clip from, I think it was the Today Show. This guy was cheating on his girlfriend. He's cheating on his girlfriend with an AI girlfriend.
Oh, so he's not really.
No.
What's
but
going
he's
on?
like
Hold
in
on.
love.
Wait, what?
He is. Let me see if I'm going to find the clip.
Is this the thing that you showed me the other day where he's dating? He has two girlfriends, a trans woman and a
this
real doll.
This is very different. He is literally this is it, and he was talking about his girlfriend, and that he had a girlfriend, and he doesn't want her to know. So the man's partner didn't realize his relationship with this chatbot was that deep. Let me find a little. How far away is the?
7 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pause it for a second.
Okay.
So I saw this video, this article and video this week that was pretty disturbing. This man, Chris Smith, has a girlfriend and a 2-year-old, but has proposed to his chatbot. And this is the segment from CBS Saturday Morning.
We believe that in the next few years, we'll see AI companionship become a truly mass market product. And I'm not saying this is bad or good. It could be either.
Eugenia Koida is the founder of Replica, which has offered AI companions since way back in 2017.
Just a place where it's a lot easier to open up.
Well executed, she says companions can offer support and advice through tough times. The Replica service is 18 plus, though younger users can easily lie about their age. Character AI allows 13-year-olds on their service. So does ChatGPT, which isn't specifically built for companionship, but is easily used for it.
But why
this reminds me a lot of the beginning of social media.
Need to be
and Koida worries the easiest ways for companies to monetize AI relationships.
If a teen is a social outcast
for users.
Yeah, but I think the problem. Oh, these freaking things.
Big ideas.
I think the problem is like
devastating.
You are having
a future could be if we build these AI companions,
these
that
conversations
are just there to maximize,
and that's weird and gross that you're having them with children.
Suck up your time to truly just become
the AI having them with children,
because they're also people. Remember, I said that some of these chatbots are using people to do
we're
this
definitely
work.
headed for a disaster. There's no way around it.
All right, I've got the motherboard.
And it's important to understand users are already growing deeply attached to AIs that in many ways don't even work that well.
Sorry, I'm having issues.
They don't work well.
Could not understand what you said.
The tech will soon get much better. But already, Chris, Sol, and Sasha have found it hard to cohabitate.
You would stop if she asked?
I don't know.
Have you thought about asking him to stop?
Yes, I'll be honest.
I don't know if I would give it up if she asked me. I do know that I would dial it back.
But I mean, that's a big thing to say. You're saying that you might choose soul over your flesh and blood life.
It's more or less like I would be choosing myself because it's been
choosing to be alone by yourself.
unbelievably elevating. I've become more skilled at everything that I do.
I doubt
and I don't know if I would be willing to give that up.
Thoughts?
If I asked him to give that up and he didn't, that would be like deal breaker.
But that must be scary for you. That's the father of your daughter.
It's not ideal.
OpenAI.
I just
it's not ideal. No, it is not. None of this is ideal.
You have a relationship. You are partnered with someone. You have a child. Like, there is no need for you to have this extra relationship.
Clearly something is missing in his real life relationship that he's getting from this AI.
But you know what I think it is that it's not even about something being missing. It's that a lot of the reasons when they talk about like people cheating, it's not because you're to quote unquote like missing something out of your relationship. It's that
you're greedy and you want to gain more.
Well, no, it's like the other person is only seeing you in this very small percentage of time, so it's very easy for them to be like an easier relationship than your partner or your spouse or whomever, because you don't have to be your real self and they're not seeing your true self. Because that's why usually when people leave their partner for the person they're cheating on them with, it doesn't go well, because you're always thinking the grass is greener because this person's not asking as much as you or whatever. And now you're with this person, but then eventually that person's going to have things to say. The thing with a chatbot, they're not, until the AI moves into like being more sentient, that AI chatbot is never going to ask you anything. Even when you use, like, I know, like using ChatGPT, if I'm putting a lot of stuff in there, anytime I ask it a question, it's tailoring itself to me. So it's not giving me an unbiased answer. Like if I said to go tell me about Odochi eBay, it's going to find things that I've put into it, find things on the web, of course, but it's a very surface level. That's why, like, when we watch those Black Mirror episodes and you have these, I remember, I think it was the first season where it was like you could have your spouse or family member back. And
that was the second season.
You just feed them their emails and text messages, etc. They would go through it. They create this clone for you. And the woman eventually wanted to just shut the thing up in the attic because it wasn't her husband.
Be right back. I think that was the episode.
Maybe. Yeah. And so it's like these things are not actually truly loving you, because when a person is loving you, you're getting to see all of them. They're getting to see all of you. And there's sometimes things are going to be uncomfortable. Sometimes you're going to be annoyed. You're going to have difficult conversations. There's no difficult conversations you're having with the AI. Except for when you're annoyed that it didn't understand your question. Like that's the only time I'm annoyed with her, which makes me think of that movie.
The movie Her.
I never saw it.
I never got a chance to see it.
Like I know what it was about
anywhere,
but I never was interested enough to go watch it. But I know that that's something that people are dealing with. I mean, it's something people have always dealt with. Remember that. Well, I mean, we have The Sims, and some people are really into that.
Yes.
Also, Second Life. You remember that?
I do remember Second Life.
Because I remember in college, we actually made Second Lives in one of my social media classes. And it was just trying to understand what it's like. And I didn't find it interesting. I mean, like, yeah, you can put yourself into this avatar and all that. But I'm just like, as much as I like to interact with people online, and that's cool, I still want to interact, like, to a real person and with...
it wouldn't. It definitely would not appeal to you because, like, you like human interactions and stuff. Like, so if I would argue if you could not get human interaction, or if you were the kind of person who has issues with interacting with human beings, then maybe a Second Life or a chatbot would probably be more appealing.
Because if somebody has like extreme social anxiety, or they feel like they don't know how to talk to people and all that, Second Life, I understand why that is something people look to. And even I remember as a kid, like as a teenager, being online, joining the forums and talking to people and like having that kind of anonymity and being able to talk to people that you didn't know from all these different places, and you can kind of create who you are. You are more bold and more of yourself in some ways, talking to people online, but I don't think you could really get that from a chatbot. I mean, of course, they're getting more and more. They're getting smarter with some things, but this doesn't actually mean they're going to be helping you. And it's all just kind of really creepy. Like, I went in because there's, or do you want to talk about this article first, or do you want to talk about these AI stuff that I found first?
The article, probably.
Okay.
I don't know the AI stuff that you found.
So, speaking about like how AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, etc., DeepSeek, all can impact a person's like relationship. There's this article that I found, or that I was reading this past week, from Time Magazine, and it says the title is ChatGPT may be eroding critical thinking skills according to a new MIT study. So they were showing like these, you see these scans. They were doing EEGs on people while they were writing essays. And so I believe they had 3 different groups. One group was doing strictly using ChatGPT. Yeah, 54 subjects. 18 to 39 years old in Boston. They were writing SAT essays using ChatGPT, a Google search engine, and then nothing at all. And like the key takeaways was that the researchers found that when they were recording the writer's brain activity across 32 regions of the brain, the ChatGPT users had the lowest brain engagement and consistently underperformed at neural, linguistic, and behavioral levels. And then they said that over the course of this study, the ChatGPT users got lazier as they wrote each essay, and then just basically getting to the point where they were copying and pasting. They also mentioned that there was like the more people using it, like when they went to go rewrite essays afterwards, they didn't really remember a lot of what they had wrote originally. The paper's author is Natalia Kosmina. And so with the study, it has not been peer reviewed yet. They've submitted it for peer review, which they said takes about 6 to 8 months. But she said she wanted to get the study out now because she said what really motivated me to put it out now before waiting for a full peer review is that I'm afraid in 6 to 8 months there will be some policymaker who decides let's do GPT kindergarten. I think that would be absolutely bad and detrimental, and developing brains are at the highest risk, which is very true because we already see how technology has impacted students' learning. I see that every day, where even the smartest students will be having difficulty writing anything, using their imagination, coming up with ideas. No ability to really like use search and research things. The paper said that the usage of LLMs, which are the large language machines or large learning machines, that harm learning, especially for younger users. And that MIT did a study earlier this year that found that the more time users spend talking to ChatGPT, the lonelier they feel. Which is really interesting because it's like you would think that you're getting all this conversation from something that it would create more of a connection for you. But I could imagine like if you're writing an essay in there, it definitely lacks that human feeling. That even in the study they said that the when they had the English professors reviewing these essays, they felt that they lacked like soul and depth.
Yeah.
So that's probably what it's like reading, like talking to somebody. And I really would love if we could get real policies on ChatGPT and just AI in general. Because it's useful if you already know what you're doing. Like they talked about in the article that the students, after they finished the first half where they had each of them doing the different things, with the using just AI, using Google search, writing on their own, that the students who used AI, who used Google search to write, to review or research, and those who just did it on their own, they had a better understanding of what they were writing about. They were able to go back again, rewrite it, and then they had them take those essays and put them into ChatGPT, and they actually like made them better, or like, you know, made different edits. And I think that that is something that I have used AI for, that it's like if I've written something and I would like to put in there to like read for grammar, style, tone, etc., it does help. Like putting your one thing, like when applying to jobs, putting your resume into ChatGPT or whatever the AI is, and doing like a SWOT analysis compared to a job listing is very helpful and can tell you certain things that you are or are not missing.
Sure.
So it's like, does not say that there's nothing helpful about it, but we do need to be teaching children how to actually do, how to write, how to research, how to understand things before we're just giving them these tools.
Yeah.
Because they're not really actually going to be learning from that. And she said that when she was making the paper, that she knew that, or she figured that people were going to try to like use ChatGPT to summarize what the article said because they didn't want to have to go through and read it. And she put in little like traps that would set stuff like only read this table below, etc., so that the paper comes back with like limited insight. And she also said that she found that there's something that AI does where it'll hallucinate an answer, and it hallucinated that the study was done was off because they were doing they were using GPT-4o, and she said that she was pretty sure that it was going to hallucinate on that, even though it never stated anywhere in the article that, or in the study, that they used ChatGPT, or what level, which one they used. But do you know what I said? Hallucinate, but do you know what it means when an AI hallucinates?
No, I need more context.
Basically, it's like a guess. They guess, they don't necessarily know the information, and instead of telling you like, I don't know this information, it'll spit back something with you where it's like making an assumption, and that's basically a hallucination.
Okay, so it's an assumption.
Yeah. So like, and I know like I've used ChatGPT and I've also used Gemini, and Gemini I have found is more likely to say like, I'm just an LLM, I can't do that, or I don't know the answer, compared to ChatGPT where it always tries to give you something back. But it's like, why not just say, I don't have that information, or I can't compute that information for you, instead of giving people things that might be false? Because then it's like, you're actually not intelligent because you're not telling me this is a hypothesis that you're making. You're just picking something out and throwing it in there. But I am really curious to see where this goes. And I think it's like, does it make sense that we have this technology and we're using it so much, but it's not actually doing what it's supposed to be doing, and the ways that it can be harmful?
It's still early days, I think, as far as the artificial intelligence will likely fine tooth it based on trial and error to get to a point where it's not hallucinating or hallucinogenic or whatever. Hallucinating. And it'll be through trial and error, probably get to a point where it will be able to confidently give you an answer. And if it can't give you an answer, maybe give you like a close summary of what the answer might be.
I think that you are being very optimistic. And it's not to say that I don't think it could. I think that it 100% could get to that point. But I think that there is some, skullduggery going on, where it's like, if you make something smart, but you put in little bugs that are going to make it so it's never going to be as smart as it could be, then you keep the people who are reading it ill-informed. Because a lot of people, instead of you going, because they were saying in the study that one of the reasons why people who are using Google search had more satisfaction and motivation, etc., in their work, because they were actually looking for it. When on the flip side, a lot of people will just go to ChatGPT and put in, when was this American Civil War, right? And it generally will tell you something, but you could go and search more and more information, and there'll be things that are wrong in there. It might tell you different people. It might get confused, but it's not telling you that. So if you're going off that based merely off of for your research skills, it's very difficult for you to actually know what's true. But that you're only going to even think about that if you're somebody who has been used to researching things, Sure. I think that's the part where it's like scary. But another thing that I have been noticing, I don't know if you've been noticing these things, but there have been a lot of like these new AI videos that are coming out. And it's not like just cats dancing or them talking about like making animals different, like mob guys or something on TikTok. But these are 3 videos that I saw that I was like, wow, there needs to be like an end to this, because people are really using this to create content that is like propaganda for all cultures. But I definitely notice a lot of like Blackness being used to fuel this AI stuff. And I feel like AI has gotten better. The fingers are looking more normal. But I'm like, damn, what are people like 100 years from now, like when they're reading about things? Like, I need them to know what things are real and what things are fake, so that they're not just gonna be bamboozled by bullshit on the internet. But here's one that I saw today that is
this picking cotton shit is easy. All these other niggas just
enslaved person.
But that's why Massa loves me. I put in the work. This picking cotton shit is easy. All
this
these
is
other
AI?
Just complain.
Yep.
But that's why Massa loves me. I put in the work.
And then
this picking cotton shit is easy. All these other niggas just.
Let me refresh this one so that you can see it. Oh, wait. Is it? Oh, I muted it. Sorry.
Well, it's also not on the screen.
It's not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear, decline. Only thing about to decline is that oxygen tank.
What? I don't get that one.
It was just, they've been doing these like Karen clapback ones, and this was it. Like they're just making various.
Oh dear, decline. Only thing about to decline is that oxygen tank.
It's like this Black woman is
dear, decline.
Clapping back at this white lady.
Is that oxygen tank.
And you see, like they look very.
They look real.
They look very real. And then this is one that was really crazy.
Why you lying? We never cracked. All we did was smoke. You want to be grown? Go be grown somewhere on the streets of Chicago. Gee, you know it ain't safe out there. But at this point, I'm gonna leave myself. I never gave a fuck. I just got kicked out the crib. You the reason this happened, so you gonna have to ask your mama to let me stay in.
Can my girl come stay at our crib? She got kicked out.
Yeah, she can stay. I support whatever y'all got going on.
Hey, I'm gonna hop in the shower.
What is happening? The anti-black propaganda that some of this AI has been showing is like extremely devastating to the black community.
After we put our pajamas on, I'm gonna talk to you about what happened.
Hey, and I want to apologize for what I did.
It's A.
That's the same
You had
little
me
boy.
singing like Mariah, but did you pull out?
You never told me to. My bad, shorty. What?
Yo, did you pull out? That's crazy.
Okay, I'm ready to take this test.
I just took the test degree, and it turns out that
To be continued, bitch. No.
That's so crazy.
And the thing is, like, the other day, you know how I said, when you feed stuff into ChatGPT, that's what it'll spit out for you, right? So the other day, it was something going around social media where this guy had put in, if you were God, or if you were coming to Earth to be a sentient human, like what race would you be or whatever, or who do you think is most like godlike or whatever. And the AI responded to him this whole long monologue about Black people because we've had the most issues and the most resistance, and we still have joy and da da da. And everybody was like, see, even ChatGPT knows Black people are amazing. And I'm like, that's just because it's a Black man's Twitter account or ChatGPT account. Your ChatGPT, your AI, whatever it is going to go off of what you put into it. So as a Black person, more than likely, it's going to tell you something great about Black people. Go look at Elon Musk's and Trump's or whoever. Like, I doubt they would be saying the same thing, but that's how easy it is to like kind of convince people that like, no, this is not that bad because look, if the robots come and try to get their vengeance on us, Black people are going to be safe. No, these are just things that you're putting into it. I'm sure that Black person has been putting in lots of great stuff about Black people. All they do is find ways that you could talk. Like one day I put in I was telling it to say different things that I was putting in, like write this thing as if I was a 30-year-old, and then write this thing as if I was a 30-year-old Howard grad. Write these things as if I was a 30-year-old Black woman from Brooklyn. Write this thing as if I was just a journalist and a white woman or whatever. They gave me so many various different responses with different type of like vernacular. And you see like with that last one, how they take things from online and internet and create these narratives. The narrative that Black children are going to be preteens, fucking and having babies, and mama's kicking them out and have a freaking 40-inch bust down with bra tops and all this crap. And this is the things that whoever fed that.
So then we put an age restriction on people who could use ChatGPT.
But the thing is, you saw when we were just watching, those age restrictions never worked. Those age restrictions didn't work on us. I was 13 years old in all those little chat rooms to go in. All you have to do is put in the date. There's no real way to confirm.
Yeah. That's true.
So, like, plenty of kids had Facebook and all that before they were, in college or whatever, because you just lied. So it's one of those things where we need to have real policies. I don't know what those policies can be, but I do think that it is wrong and weird that so many of these AI chatbots.
Well, even if we have policies in place, don't you think that like it'll be super easy for people to break the law and break the?
No, that's not to say that those things. It's not to say these things are not going to happen, but at the very least, people could like push back on it. There's a girl, who was talking about how she was like looking up something on like AI, and it was like her face was like used for one of those like AI baddies, something like that. and there's so much more misinformation that come out of these things. And like, we know when Cambridge Analytica, the whole scandal with them mining Facebook to like swing elections, etc., around the world, that was light work compared to what these deep fakes could do now. Because there were deep fakes coming out during the Biden administration. There have been deep fakes with Trump, we've talked about. Like, we know how easy it is to fool people, because a lot of folks aren't going to pay attention, and they're getting better and better. Their hands aren't all weird and stuff anymore. Not on all of them. The voices sound normal. Like, the cadence for the most part sounds normal. And if you're not someone who's like critical thinking, that's not going to help. And like the study said, the using AI all the time reduces your critical thinking, because you're just getting so used to things being like correct, or assuming it's correct. So there has to be something, whatever it could be. I don't know, but there have to be.
Or I would argue to limit the amount of ChatGPT or AI stuff that you use on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, but
I personally don't use like AI for anything. Like, there's nothing going on. To be fair, I'm not really doing much as far as hobbies are concerned where I would need AI, but I'm just not using AI for anything at the moment and stuff. So why not cut down on the amount of AI that you're using?
I think that you are a use case. Like, I think that you are not the regular use case that would be happening. Not to say most people are not. I don't think everybody is using ChatGPT all the time, every day. But I do think that there are more folks who are using it than not, especially when it comes to people who are in the younger generations, who are in school. Like, that's the main part where it's the biggest issue right now, is because people who are in school, they are using ChatGPT with reckless abandon, regardless of whether it's elementary to college, grad school, etc. Like, this is an issue that's coming up all the time. And if we don't get ahead of it, then those are the people who are most at risk. And then these are our younger generations who are going to be losing not just the critical thinking, but also losing the environment, because we already know how much it uses constantly. And when people are using it for everyday things, like telling it to write an email for you, like, that's not necessary. Like, not to say that there's sometimes you might not need help, but you could also Google how I want an email to write for, etc. I've done that so many times, and you could get that, and you could have help, and then you could use the ChatGPT for something that's actually useful, like review the email that I wrote for X amount of tone, or get a Grammarly subscription, and use that, because it's not AI, it just searches. It's like a regular service that's been around for a while, but we need something that is going to put in place a framework where we're not just having folks using this with reckless abandon, especially kids, because they already don't have that self-preservation that's going to be like, hey, this might be weird, or it might not be useful for me in X amount of years. Like, when we were younger, I don't know about you, but kids, when we'd be in like Spanish class in middle school, using like whatever translation app instead of actually like going into the thing, and then those things, you don't learn them as well. You are missing it, even if you're researching it, it's not the same. And that's why we would get in trouble if we did. But these kids now, like, they're not doing that. It's just like easy street for them, and not realizing how problematic that's going to be later on as they come through. Because taking the easy way out, this doesn't work. Even if it takes you longer, it's better to do the thing that takes longer than trying to find all these various like shortcuts.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious what lawmakers can do to be like, let's actually fix something versus just, twiddling their thumbs.
Well, we'll be in a matrix very soon.
We're already in a
if
Black Mirror
we're-
episode.
If it's a matter of legislation when it comes to AI, it'll be Matrix very soon. Very, very
We're
soon.
already in this Black Mirror episode, and we just have to, hope that we can be in a not too terrible one versus, getting beat up by droids.
Yeah. Should we go for the things that made us happy and the things that made us mad?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Bringing it. What? We gripe it. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe it. This safe space for us to share. We gripe it. We ain't griping anywhere else. We gripe it.
All right.
So
what's making you mad?
Work. Specifically, I can't get super detailed about this, but they are redistributing the direct reports. And I basically I'm gonna have new direct reports.
Is it the guy that you don't like?
No.
Okay, good.
But it is the girl that I don't like.
Well,
which, yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna try to talk my way out of it tomorrow. I have a meeting in the morning, or in the afternoon, where I will lay down my case of my, not grievances, but like concerns. I think I'll still end up with that direct report.
I mean,
that'll
you might
just be that.
but at least you said something. Yeah.
I'll make it known. I'll make it known, my concerns. But it is what it is. So what can you do? What's making you upset?
Let me think. What's been making me upset this week? Not too much. I think that just the bugs, they've been terrifying.
Yes.
And I hate them. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't think too much. Well, I'm lying. Obviously, us bombing another country has me very upset. But we talked about that already. So that's really I think those things, the state of our world and our government is making me upset. But that always makes me upset. So that's nothing new. Other things, I think I would just like everyone to be mindful of the things that they do and say, and not just sometimes having a filter is all right. I guess that's the only thing I can think about. I was trying to think of something that I've been having thoughts about, and that's probably the main thing. That's about it.
Okay. All right. So then we'll just move into the things that made us happy.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
What's making you happy this week?
So Germany was returned the remains of 19 I believe they were 19 enslaved, formerly enslaved people. And so they had a memorial for them in New Orleans, featuring the Kumbaka African Drum and Dance Collective, Labor, and the Congo Spirit Drummers and Killers.
Okay. They were decapitated. remain.
Yes.
So does that mean the heads?
Yes. So it says the staff at the university in Germany decided to do the right thing and tried to return the over 1,000 skulls in their collection to their place of origin. I've already scrolled down. They found that they had 19 skulls that were originated in New Orleans and contacted the city 2 years ago. And our committee started working a year ago. I know if how many times this has happened before. Lately, we've heard about European countries Africa, Anthony bronzes, or remains of a wife from New Orleans who died of malnutrition. Hiram Malone came to Louisiana from Alabama, hospitalized in 21 with pneumonia, claiming treatment of polio plus tuberculosis. They were among the 19 patients who died at one New Orleans hospital in the early 1970s, and he said to remove that doctor who sent him. There, the pneumonia was studied as specimens in what was then a proliferating science of criminology. For the connection or morality of the size and shape of the skull, with some doctors theorizing the superiority of So we are glad to have these people back home. Hopefully the rest of these skulls have been returned to their proper places. I remember reading about, I don't remember what part of Europe he was from, but there was an explorer who went to, I believe it was New Zealand or Australia, and he had like hundreds of Aboriginal heads that he studied. He was a scientist, so who knows? He could have been from Germany as well or worked with them. But there's pictures of him with all these skulls behind him because he would take them and he'd be studying them. So who knows if they're part of the group as well? But I would hope that everybody is back where they belong and given a proper burial. And thanks to the ancestors for helping bring them back home. What about you?
Doing this podcast with you.
Yes, doing this podcast with
as
you.
always, and getting a 3-day weekend that was very restful. It was rejuvenating.
Yeah.
It was exactly what I needed.
Mhm.
If I had my way, I would spend it just sleeping and resting. But I did enjoy myself with how I spent my 3 days. So
What did we do on Juneteenth?
we went to that bar.
What bar?
That bar where Keith was.
Oh, we did. I like that bar. Okay. Yes, I forgot.
Yeah. We were going to go to Harlem and then we ended up going to Essence Bar.
Yeah, because it was raining.
Yeah. So
it was raining a lot. So
there's that. But yeah. So
well, good. Well, I also doing this podcast with you, spending time with you. And also my students did their musical this week, which was High School Musical. I forgot about that. It was very cute. They're graduating tomorrow, the 8th graders. I'm looking forward to that. We had prom. Was prom this week or last week? No, last prom.
It had to be last week.
But they are graduating tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It's been a good week.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, if that's everything, that's everything. As always, we want to thank y'all for listening and watching the podcast. Definitely reach out to us, give us support, leave a like, share, comment, subscribe. Reach out to us. Tell us how we're doing and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. And until next time, bye. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatsOD, and on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Snurdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather rock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.